So again, good afternoon. This is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady, coming to you with a headset today. I wanted to try them out. I've had them for a while, and I just wanted to see if the quality is any different. I don't use this computer very often. It's a Google Chrome, and sometimes the video quality isn't so good. But I wanted to try using the headset because it's got noise cancelling and I can have my AC on, all that good stuff. So here we are on Saturday. I did do a brief video yesterday. Yesterday I was feeling extremes of frustration, and it didn't help that other people were feeling the same way. So I posted about that and about actually the black moon is tonight. And again, I've posted on my Facebook page from my friend Tammy Cantrell some of the meanings of what that black moon is, what it can do for us if we have it in our astrological chart, what house it's in. So I'm sort of slowly learning some of the astrological stuff, which still seems to evade my brain, I think, for a lot of people. But with another group that I belong to, we're going to dip our toes into that with some very simple explanations. So who knows where that's going to take me. As I said, I have finished my QHHT online level 1 course, so I'm now what is deemed an intern. So I'm hoping to do some practice sessions over the next few months. I'm definitely going to do level 2. I do want to get some practice in, however, before I do that. So if you're in Massachusetts and you want a free session, you can just email me. And my email address is eastcoastdragonlady@gmail.com. It is a few hour commitment. It's not it's not like doing a Reiki session. It is a longer commitment. Probably you need to put aside half a day. We may be done sooner. It depends on what gets tapped into. But there's an interview before we get to the actual quantum healing and connecting everything up. So again, if you're interested, please reach out to me. I will be reaching out to people over the next couple of weeks. Some of you, I've already got a couple of people lined up, but if you've got friends that you think would also benefit from this or want to try, past life regression, hypnosis, healing, also send them my way. So that's my little bit of spiel about what I'm doing. It's been a weird week. I'll definitely say that. The weather hasn't helped. It's been like extremely hot, and then we've had several days of colder weather. Looking at the predictions, I love it when we start predicting in August, and there's also conflicting predictions. I'm here in the northeast of the United States, and it looks like we could be in for a colder winter, but with periods of warming up, which we had last year. But apparently we're still due, and I say that lightly when I say we're due for a heavy snowy winter. But it's always like everything, just wait and see. In New England, we always say, if you don't like the weather, wait a minute, and it will change. So there's that. I'm enjoying, people are posting, sending me things around rainbows in the sky, around the sun, in the clouds, and not the traditional rainbows. And if you remember, one of my channeled messages talked about, you'll know we're coming. And this is the source. This is the one. It's an energy I've recently connected to that often when it gives me messages, they just say they're the one. So interesting. I'm also getting more galactic connections again. That may be because in a group I belong to, we used to do a monthly healing with the galactics, and the person that originally started the group has moved to other things. and as any of you know me, know I have a galactic connection. So I am going to be doing a monthly bringing in the galactics. That's what they literally tapped me on the shoulder. It was interesting. I was thinking about this group, and I got a tap on the shoulder, literally like this, saying, "You need to say that the galactics you're overdue." This group of galactics are very prompt. They want to be there at 7. They want to start, and they're done within an hour. And each person, for me, what I've experienced for them is once we open up to the galactics, they will come in and bring healing, individual healing, and each of us have experienced different types of galactic energies. Some people see them, feel them, some of us see it all. What really fascinated me was that I've connected with the mantis beings, which have always, when I've done some work and done some learning with Dr. Lisa Thompson, the mantis group, really, I felt very claustrophobic with them. They're about 7-foot beings, very mantis-like. That's why they've got that title, very skinny legs, very tall, and they sort of hover. It feels like they were over me. My first healing with the galactics, the mantis came in and said to me, "We are your galactic healers," and they sort of positioned themselves over me and did a beautiful healing. And it's sort of, you feel like you're wrapped in a beautiful blanket. That's why I feel like they just wrap you. Actually, they're saying it's like being wrapped in a cloud, and then they allow your body to do what it needs, and they're the driving force. Interestingly, that's what QHHT is. Part of it, you get taken to a cloud, and you allow your body to do the healing because you connect with your higher self. So yeah, always interesting that I got that image from them. And often we're all in the same room. We start off in a circle around a fire. This is the guided meditation to it, with our feet pointing in and our heads out, and then our galactic healers come in, or however we receive it. Sometimes people don't see them, but fascinating. So I'm due to do that on Wednesday this week. So I know that they will send me a message, or messages, they're saying. It won't just be one message. I'll get some messages before Wednesday to share with the group. And that's also something they're telling me as well, is something I can facilitate. So if you would like a galactic healing, they're showing me, they're literally in front of me, they're showing me a computer and my email address, and they're like, "Go and talk to Barbara." That we can facilitate that. It would be a guided meditation, is what they're showing me. They're saying take to the same place, have them, visualize lying down, and then bring in that energy. So thank you, Galactics. And again, they're called the Galactics. They haven't identified who they are because they change each time. They're saying there's at least 4 races of galactics that will come into a galactic healing. So I wasn't expecting that message. It's interesting how when you channel and you embrace channeling, that sometimes it's words. And recently I've been getting images as well, which are like having a heads-up screen. That's what they're showing me. All right, okay. So they're showing almost like I'm in a spacesuit with a head-up display. So, on some cars you have everything on a head-up display. I don't have one of those, but I know some of those other cars do. Or in aircraft, they have head-up displays, and that's what they're saying, heads up. I've forgotten where I was going. Oh, they were showing me this image of me in a spacesuit with a heads-up display, and they display the messages on it. Okay, that's interesting. And they're saying we can always look up. Always look up. When I first started channeling the galactics or the galactic energy, a lot of times I would get the message of look up, and that's because and again, you've heard me say this message before, but they want me to repeat it, that when we look up, we see stars in the sky, and we can sometimes recognize, some of the stars and things, and the moon. and the moons. And they're saying that when they look down on Earth from wherever they are, whether they're on spacecraft, whether they're on other galaxies, they're saying that they can see us, they can see those of us that have that what are they? They're showing me just literally that our heads light up. So like, because we are changing our frequency as we ascend, it's almost like a light bulb. So they're showing me that we light up. They're showing us like this, and they see us like we see them as stars. So when they look on Earth, there's all these twinklings going on. And if you've seen any pictures of, like, if aircraft fly over and take pictures, sometimes they're lights, but they're saying it's like that. It's like seeing the city lights, but we see the humans that have lit up. And that's how they know to come to us. All right. Very simple. Right. They're always saying that they're very simple. It's not, and that they're always there. They're like the dragons, like the angels, like your guides. The galactics are part of our DNA, so we will find ourselves drawn to particular galactic races, because part of our DNA is who we are. Oh, interesting. So that wasn't what I was going to talk about, but the galactics. I knew that there was a message coming in, but that was why. I felt very drawn this morning to. Tonight is this black moon, the Lilith black moon. So I got the message to get out my Kali Oracle deck. So Kali Ma. Some of you may know her as differently. Or, as I always say when I use this deck, I had avoided. So this is the Kali Oracle deck by Alana Fairchilds. I'm only going to pull one card because it's extensive, usually, the information. I avoided this energy for so long. I think it was probably a little intimidating to me, and some of the images were. Once I connected with her, and once I realized that it isn't about the outside, it's the inside, I felt very drawn to her. And today I felt very drawn to that because of, and also the Sacred Soul. This oracle deck is the Sacred Soul Shadows oracle deck, and they wanted me to pull some cards from this as well. They're very simple cards, unlike Kali. I've also been using my Akashic record cards for me personally each day, because I'm definitely getting messages. My body's giving me messages, and sometimes I need to tap into something different. So let's see if anything else comes up about what I need to tell everybody that connects to this today. I will. They're telling me that they're break into my train of thought. Control issues. So these are for us. What are they saying? This is for this week. Let me. How many? 3. So what do we need to know? Slow pace. And toxic. Interestingly, this was upside down. When I oracle read, I don't tarot read. I don't usually worry about upside down, but this card is toxic. You may be projecting your unresolved issues onto others. Don't cause them harm. Interesting, it's a mushroom. The next one was slower pace. Now, how many of you have heard this week, either from other people or from your higher self, to slow down? I got the message a few weeks ago when I rolled my ankle and literally couldn't do all the things that I wanted to do. So slower pace is appreciate the journey rather than rather than just rushing towards the destination. So my phone's just reminded me I was going to join a podcast. And control issues. Interesting, it's a hurricane. Deep-seated fear of losing power or feeling vulnerable or false sense of security. Interesting, right? So that's from this oracle deck. Let's see if this is typical of me. I sign up for things and then get completely distracted and forget. Hopefully there's a recording. I really wanted to catch it live, but I guess I was supposed to be here. So let's do that. Let's do the Kalimar. See what Kalimar has to tell us for this week. I'm seeing that we need to rise above. It's saying rise above the darkness, rise above the chaos, rise. So see the darkness below and rise above it. Yeah, I like whoever these galactics. I've got some interesting messages. So this is going to be one card. So just give me one card for this week. What message do we need this week from Kalimar? All right. Budra Kali. Let's see what Budra Kali is 14. So Budra Kali, our wild divine mother knows when to become gentle within our hearts, bestowing sweetness that liberates us from fear. Though you may have faced much struggle and challenge on your path, through it may you see only the most powerful intensity that could stem from this. The ride of negativity, the dark mother of grace, will conquer the obstacles to your freedom with gentleness. She manifests herself now as Budra, the gentle. She will calm the waves of emotions, eradicate doubt and despair, and provide safe and graceful passage through all difficulties. Budra Kali, or Wishing Fulfillment Kali, is an auspicious and gentle form of Kalimar. That's interesting that I said I find her harsh. So this is a calmer, much more gentle. She is Kalyana, who gives peace and happiness. She is the giver of windfall and blessings. She appears in a gentle way and will best accomplish what is needed. Sometimes we are drawn to Kali because we need her ferocity. Sometimes what we learn as we connect with her is that we deserve tenderness, sweetness, and gentleness. So yes, I agree with that. And that we have been far too hard on ourselves for far too long. I'll claim that one. We no longer need to engage in unnecessary drama under a mistaken notion that it is necessary for growth. Sometimes the growth is in the choosing to cultivate and apply the kindness, strength, and wisdom needed to disentangle and disengage from drama. It is about finding the inner strength to be true to ourselves and to moderate in a moderate and peaceful state of being. So it goes on further, but I think that actually there's usually, oh, this one does go on. invocation. So I'll read the invocation. So the invocation is, say the following prayer: out of the fire of divine wrath, your gentle form emerges, claiming the raging waves of emotions and disturbed fluctuations of mind. In settling myself beneath your fiercely compassionate and tender gaze, I find steadiness, kindness, and peace. In this eternal moment with you, I am no longer afraid. Bhadra Kali, Rakasha Kali, Sayama Kali, my heart softens as I take delight in the realization of your generosity and sweetness. With humble mind and willing heart, I bow before you, ready to receive with gratitude, love, and wonder at your divine beauty and kindness. You are the unscripted creativity of the gentle yet unyielding divine workings for the greatest good of all. Ja Ma Kali. So that is beautiful. Certainly it's what I want. I will write the invocation ritual on my Facebook page when I post this. So look for that, or contact me if you want me to send it to you. Let's see. So I've been using the Dragon Oracle book from Diana Cooper this week. So let's see if they have some. These sometime. I like. This was the first Oracle deck that I started using when I found the dragons found me, I should say. Or I reconnected with the dragons, they're saying. I didn't find them. I just reconnected with them. And I think I've said this before, but I've been told, and the dragons are actually nodding and saying that dragons have always been an integral part of my many lifetimes. They're saying from the moon and the star days, from my days of galactic gazing, there's always been dragons with me. Thor's red, black, and gold dragon. He protects you in times of change, a time of rapid transition and transformation. Relax, you are safe. That's one. The golden solar dragon, that goes with what I've just been saying, helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activate. Become an inspirational leader. Let's do one more. Silver dragon illuminates your potential with higher light, just what I was talking about. Access untapped resources. Looking into your soul, see higher possibilities. So what I was saying about connecting, or what the Galactics were saying, connecting with ourselves and connecting with our souls is what helps us ascend. All right, I want one more. One more for this week. The air dragon helps you rise above earthly matters. Communicate honestly, bring inspiration and hope, see life from a higher perspective. So yeah, I think that's always a message we often get from the dragons, because they live in that higher realm. They're saying they live above the clouds. They like to simplify things. Okay, let's see what the goddess cards have to say. I still love these cards. I think that, they pick out all the goddesses, and even though some of them are repeats, it's because we need to hear those messages repeatedly. So let me see what the goddess is for this week. We have two goddesses, please, for this week. Oh, they're all going to jump out. Oh, Siggy, Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. So that's the message for this week. And let me cut the deck. Oh, Ishtar, boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others. Demand on your time and energy. So love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. So two really good messages. Quiet time, take some quiet time, and remember boundaries. Other people as well need to remember our boundaries. And let's just, this week I've been doing just like one or two crow cards. I found some interesting things in the garden that I think the crows may have been leaving for me. One was a little tiny green bead. Oh, about the crows are bringing us balance. So I don't think we need another crow message. They're balancing everything out for us. There was a message about divine masculine. Whenever there's a divine masculine, we need to elevate the opposite, the divine feminine. Let's see what balance has to say. When balance appears, you may need to call upon your inner strength, as an approaching situation may test your ability to stay cool and composed. Just like the wind, it too will make its presence known and then move along. Balance may also appear when your daily schedules could use some reorganizing. Are you creating time for yourself, or is your day consumed with tasks that drain your energy? Again, beautifully with the other cards. So, as I've said, you can't make this stuff up. So, I think that is where I'm going to end. I can't believe it's already been 30 minutes. I want to thank the Galactics and the Dragons, and the Galactic Dragons. The Galactic Dragons lately they like to do a lot of nodding. They are behind me going yes, yes, yes. So yeah, I'm getting the nod from the Dragons and the Galactics. And again, they're saying, please connect with me. If you want to connect to the galactic realms, the Galactics can very easily come in and do a healing, which is, they're saying it's very safe, it's very gentle. That's all I have to say. So it's Saturday. If I'm moved for something else tomorrow, I will jump on here. I'm taking my own advice and having a quiet weekend. It is nice out, so I'm going to sit outside and do some reading again and enjoy this weather, because if you look at the forecast, we might need to look back on these times. I always say that when it's like 90 something degrees, we need to remember those days for when we have the really cold days. So enjoy the weekend, enjoy next week. I know some of the kids are back at school, some don't go back till after Labor Day. I'm actually going to be taking a long weekend off, so you may see me, you may not. It really will depend on how I'm moved as well. So have a great week, and I'll be back soon.